Now, good morning to all of you. Our next point 12.6 specific heat capacity. We have to see what is the specific heat capacity. Before going to define a definition of specific heat capacity, before to that we have to see some experiment. Okay, now we have to taking a one vessels. Now this is the vessel 1. Okay, similarly we have taking a vessel 2. Okay, now this is the second vessel. Similarly we have to taking a vessel 3. Okay, and we have to taking a vessel 4. Now we have to taking a 4 vessels. In first vessels we have to taking a water inside the vessels. Now we have to consider that we have to taking a 1 liter of water in vessel 1. In similarly we have to taking a 1 liter of water in vessel 2. In vessel 3 we have to taking a 2 liters of water. In vessel 3 we have to taking a 2 liters of water. In vessel 4 we have to taking a 1 liter of not water, we have to taking a mustard oil. Mustard oil. Okay, now all that 3 vessels we have to provide a heat, okay, with the help of burner, okay, or any other instrument. Okay, in all vessels we have to provide a equal, means we have to provide a heat, okay, amount of heat we have to provide all that 4 vessels. Okay, means the vessels provides a equal amount of heat to all that 4 vessels. Okay, with the help of burner or any other instrument we have to provide a heat. Now by taking a stopwatch, now in first vessel we are taking a 1 liter of water and providing a heat with the help of a burner. We want to increase the temperature of that water up to a 20 degree Celsius. Means initially some temperature, we want to increase the temperature of water by 20 degrees Celsius. Suppose initially the temperature of that water is 30 degrees Celsius, then we want to increase its temperature by 20, means we want to increase its temperature from 30 to 50. Means we have to count the time by using a stopwatch to increase the temperature of that water by 20 degrees Celsius, and we have to count the times. Suppose in that vessels 1 liter of water is there and we have to provide a heat with the help of burner, and we have to start the stopwatch, and when the temperature of that water will be increased by 20 degrees Celsius, we have to count the times, and suppose that the time required to increase the temperature of 1 liter of water is 10 minutes. Okay, in this second vessel we have to use the same heat source, and same stopwatch. We have to use the same heat source and same stopwatch, and inside that beaker, inside that vessel we have to taking a 1 liter of water, and we want to increase the temperature of that water by 40 degrees Celsius. Initially we want to increase its temperature by 20 degrees Celsius. In second case we want to increase its temperature by 40 degrees Celsius, and we have to count the time required to increase the temperature of water by 40 degrees Celsius. We have to count that time. This time, the time required to increase its temperature is 40 degrees Celsius. The time required is double to that of first vessel, because in first vessel the temperature is increased by 20 degrees Celsius. In second vessel we want to increase its temperature by 40 degrees Celsius, means the temperature increase is double. Therefore the time required to increase the 40 degrees Celsius is double to that of time required to increase the temperature by 20 degrees Celsius. Means in second case the time required is 20 minutes. Okay, and in third case we are taking a 2 liters of water and we want to increase its temperature by 20 degree Celsius. Okay, in that case the amount of water will be double. In first vessel and in third vessel, the amount of water is changes, means the amount of water is double, but the change in temperature is same. We want to increase its temperature by 20 degree Celsius, and we have to count the time by using the stopwatch. In that case, the time required when the amount of substance is double, we have to use the same heat source and same stopwatch, and we have to increase the amount by double. Initially amount is 1 liter and now the amount is 20 liters, and the change in temperature is same, but the time required when the amount is increases, then the time required to increase its temperature by 20 degrees Celsius, means the same temperature will be increased, but when the amount is changes, then the time required is also changes. In that case, in first case the amount is 1 liter and the increase in temperature by 20 degrees Celsius. In third case the amount is 2 liters and increase in temperature is 20 liters. Therefore the amount of heat required is double, therefore the time required is also double. Here amount is double, therefore the time required is double, means 20 minutes. Okay, in third case, in place of water we have to taking a mustard oil and we have to increase its temperature by 20 degrees Celsius. We have to provide the same heat source and we have to use the same stopwatch. Using that watch we have to find out the time by increasing the temperature of that mustard oil with by 20 degrees Celsius. The time required in that case is less as compared to the first case. In that case we have supposed that the time required is 6 minutes, means the time required to increase its temperature is depends upon, or the heat required, the heat provided, means the heat required to increase its means to the heat required the heat required to warm a given substance is depends upon the amount of substance. If the amount of substance is changes, then the heat required is changes. If the change in temperature is changes, means in that case the 20 degrees Celsius we want to change the temperature, here 40 degrees Celsius we want to change the temperature, therefore the amount of heat required is change, means the amount of heat required is depend upon the amount of substance and change in temperature. And in first case and fourth case the amount is same and the change in temperature is same, but the time required is different because it is the amount of heat is depends upon the nature of the substance. Here is water, here is mustard oil. Therefore the heat capacity or the amount of heat required, therefore the amount of heat required to warm, the amount of heat required by using that all that four experiment, means by observing all that four experiments we conclude that the amount of heat required to warm a given substance depends upon its mass m, means if the mass is changed the amount of heat required is also changed. If we can take a more mass, then the amount of heat required is also more. Therefore amount of heat required to warm a given substance depends upon its mass and change in temperature, the change in temperature delta T. Okay, if you can take a more, if you want to change the temperature is more, then the amount of heat required is more. Okay, therefore the amount of heat required depends upon its mass, the change in temperature and the nature of the substance. In first and fourth case here is a oil and here is a mustard oil. Therefore mustard oil requires a less amount of heat to change its temperature by 20 degrees Celsius, and water, the same amount of water, and we want to change the temperature is same, but the nature of the substance is different. Here is a water, here is mustard oil. When the substance is changed, therefore the amount of heat required is also changed. Therefore the amount of heat required is depend upon the mass of the substance, change in temperature, and the nature of the substance. Okay, for that purpose we have to define a heat capacity. Okay, this is about the heat required. The amount of heat required is depend upon the mass of the substance or amount of the substance, the change in temperature, and the nature of the substance. Okay, now we have to define a heat capacity. Heat capacity, and it is denoted as capital S. Okay, heat capacity. Now what is the definition of heat capacity? The amount of heat required to rise the temperature by 1 unit. Okay, the heat capacity, and it is denoted as S, and it is defined as, the definition, the amount of heat energy, the amount of heat energy required, the amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature, to rise the temperature, the amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature by 1 unit. Okay, the amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature by 1 unit. Okay, therefore S is equal to delta Q by delta T, where delta Q is the amount of heat required, amount of heat, and delta T is change in temperature or rise in temperature. Okay, therefore the heat capacity is defined as the amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature by 1 unit. Therefore S is equal to delta Q by delta T. If you can take the delta T as a 1 degree Celsius or 1 unit, therefore S is equal to delta Q by delta T. Therefore the specific heat capacity or the heat capacity is defined as the amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature by 1 unit. Therefore heat capacity S is equal to delta Q by delta T. Now specific heat capacity. Next point, specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity, and it is denoted as small s. Specific heat capacity denoted as small s, and it is defined as the heat capacity per unit mass. Heat capacity per unit mass. Heat capacity per unit mass. Therefore small s is equal to heat capacity S divided by m. Heat capacity S divided by m. Therefore small s is equal to, what is the heat capacity S? S is equal to delta Q by delta T. Therefore delta Q divided by delta T into 1 by m. Therefore 1 by m into delta Q by delta T. Now this is the specific heat capacity. Okay, and this is also defined as, okay, it is also defined as the amount of heat required, the amount of heat required per unit mass, the amount of heat required per unit mass substance to rise its temperature, to rise its temperature by 1 unit is called specific heat capacity. Okay, means the amount of heat required per unit mass, means we have to taking a 1 kg mass of substance and we want to increase its temperature by 1 unit. For that purpose, whatever the amount of heat required, that is known as a specific heat capacity. Means in a vessel we have to taking a 1 kg mass or 1 gram mass, 1 kg mass, and we want to increase its temperature by 1 degree Celsius. For that purpose, whatever the heat required, this heat required is known as a specific heat capacity. Means the amount of heat required per unit mass substance to rise its temperature by 1 unit is called as specific heat capacity. Means by taking a 1 kg substance, we want to increase its temperature by 1 degree Celsius. For that purpose, whatever the amount of heat required, that is known as a specific heat capacity of that substance. Okay, and it's a SI unit. What is the SI unit of specific heat capacity? Okay, then you know that specific heat capacity means delta Q divided by M into delta T. Then delta Q means the amount of heat. Okay, the amount of heat can be measured in terms of joule. The heat can be measured in terms of joule, and mass in terms of kg, and the change in temperature delta T in terms of Kelvin. Therefore, its a SI unit is joule per kg per Kelvin or joule per kg per Kelvin. Okay, or joule per kg per Kelvin. Okay, joule per kg per Kelvin is the SI unit of specific heat capacity. Okay, this is the SI unit of specific heat capacity. Now we know that the solid and liquids can be measured in terms of kg, in terms of kilogram, but the gases can't be measured in terms of kilogram. The gases can be measured, the mass of the gases can be measured in terms of mole. Therefore, we have to define, here is a specific heat capacity. This specific heat capacity is for solid and liquid, but the gases can't be measured in terms of kilogram. The gases can be measured in terms of mole. Therefore, the mass of the gases are in terms of molar mass. Therefore, we have to define a molar specific heat capacity. We have to define a molar specific heat capacity. Now, next, the molar specific heat capacity. Molar specific heat capacity, and it is denoted as capital C. Molar specific heat capacity. Now, and it is defined as, definition, amount of heat required, per unit mole of gas, per unit mole of gases to rise its temperature, by 1 unit is called molar specific heat capacity. Molar specific heat capacity. Okay, molar specific heat capacity means we have to taking a 1 mole of gas. Okay, here we have to taking a 1 mole of gas. We have to taking a 1 mole of gas to rise the temperature of 1 mole of gas by 1 degree Celsius or 1 unit. For that purpose, whatever the amount of heat required, to rise the temperature of 1 degree Celsius of 1 mole of gas, then the amount of heat required is known as molar specific heat capacity, and it is denoted as C. Therefore, C is equal to the molar specific heat capacity, that is specific heat, that is heat capacity divided by the per mole. Means the heat capacity per mole is known as molar specific heat capacity, and S is nothing but delta Q by delta T and 1 by mu. Therefore 1 by mu into delta Q by delta T. This is known as a specific heat capacity. Therefore specific heat capacity C is equal to delta Q divided by mu into delta T. Now this is the specific heat capacity, and it is defined as the amount of heat required per unit mole of gas to rise its temperature by 1 unit is called as molar specific heat capacity. Molar specific heat capacity. Now if you want to increase its temperature of 1 mole of gas by 1 degree Celsius, for that purpose whatever the amount of heat required, that is known as a molar specific heat capacity. Now if you want to put the gas at a constant pressure, for that purpose if you want to we want to find out the molar specific heat capacity, then that is known as a molar specific heat capacity at constant pressure. That is molar specific heat capacity, molar specific heat capacity at constant pressure, at constant pressure. This is known as Cp. Okay, and it is defined as the amount of heat required per unit mole, the amount of heat required per unit mole of substance, per unit mole of gases to rise its temperature by 1 unit at constant pressure, okay. By putting a pressure of a gas is constant and we want to increase the temperature of 1 mole of gas by 1 degree Celsius, for that purpose whatever the amount of heat required, that is known as the molar specific heat capacity at constant pressure. Therefore Cp is equal to delta Q by mu into delta T for putting a pressure as a constant. Therefore Cp is equal to delta Q by mu into delta T by putting a pressure constant. Okay, similarly for a molar specific heat capacity at constant volume, molar specific heat capacity at constant volume, that is Cv, molar specific heat capacity at constant volume. The definition: the amount of heat required per unit mole of gases to rise its temperature by 1 unit at constant volume, Therefore Cv is equal to delta Q by mu into delta T at constant volume. This is known as molar specific heat capacity at constant volume, means we have to take a 1 mole of gas and we want to increase its temperature by 1 degree Celsius. For that, and putting a volume as a constant. For that purpose, whatever the amount of heat required, that is known as molar specific heat capacity at constant volume. In our textbook, in table 12.3, there are giving some specific heat capacity of some substance. Okay, then observe that the aluminum having a specific heat capacity is 900 joule per kg per Kelvin. Carbon having a specific heat capacity as 506.5. Copper having specific capacity as 386.4, and similarly all are giving specific heat capacity. Okay, but you have to observe that the water having a specific heat capacity as 4186, means all that substance, the water having a maximum specific heat capacity. Okay, from that what we have to say that the water requires to rise its 1 degree Celsius of temperature. For that purpose, water takes a more heat. Okay, water takes a more heat, means water requires a more heat for rising its temperature, means rising its 1 unit mass temperature by 1 degree Celsius. For that purpose, the water required a more heat, means the water required a more heat by increasing its temperature by 1 degree Celsius. For that purpose, the water taking a more heat, means the water required a more heat to increase its temperature by 1 degree Celsius by 1 kg mass. Okay, means 1 kg mass of water requires a more heat to increase its temperature by 1 degree Celsius. For that purpose, he can take the amount of heat is 4186. Okay, for that purpose, in many industries, the water taking as a cooling agent. Okay, why the water taking as a cooling agent? Because the water required the more heat to increase its temperature by 1 degree Celsius. For that purpose, the water taking as a cooling agent. Okay, why the water taking as a cooling agent? Means the amount of heat required to increase its temperature by 1 degree Celsius. For that purpose, the water taking a more heat, water taking a 4186 joules amount of heat can be taken to increase its temperature by 1 degree Celsius. For that purpose, the water taking as a cooling agent in many industries.